first off, things are good on the soccer field, both programs. For you guys also went with a winning streak, and you guys are expecting big things last week and accomplished that with a pair of wins.
Yeah, it was a great weekend for us. You know, we went in expecting big things of ourselves, but it's one thing to expect and it's another thing to perform. And you know, the girls came out against the Academy Yard and really put it on them. We were able to put other players that didn't have a lot of experience into the game, get them some experience, which we really think is going to pay off big later on in the season. And then, we go into a Simon Fraser game against a team, like we said last week, they're hungry, and they really wanted to win that game, and they came out, and, we had a fair run of the play, but they got one. We got snake bit before halftime, and what was exciting about that was the character the girls showed. We went into halftime, they weren't worried, they knew we'd handle it, and we came back out and we scored 4 unanswered goals.
How much, not to go back too far, but that overtime win at Western, the open season, second match, to build off that and just kind of to keep things going, how much do you think had an impact moving forward?
It has a huge impact. Belief is such a fickle thing where it can bite you and it can help you. And right now, this group really believes in what we're doing, and that game was a big part of it. That was another game where we had a fair run of the play. We gave up a soft goal, but they believe we can score goals, and it really helps our back line to know that they've got somebody covering them, and the belief is really carrying through.
No secret that last year, just having problems finding the back of the net, but the last two to score, 8 and to
sure.
Making up for I guess last game, right?
Yeah, making up for lost time. It's exciting. The girls have a really good understanding of the way that we want to attack right now. They understand on a number of different levels as well. Every week we're putting in a different wrinkle into our system. And those are things that we weren't able to do last year. Those are things that we really struggled to score, and so we had to go back to the drawing board every time and find something different and really build. And this year, every time we build and add a new wrinkle, we're finding the back of the net more consistently, and we hope to continue that.
So you guys come home this week with the winning streak. Obviously, after a couple weeks on the road, happy to be here at HSU. Thoughts on that, and then also your opponents this week?
It's always good to be home. It's a great feeling to be home and to play 2 opponents that are going to be very good. It seems that our preseason is riddled with teams that are hungry and very much remind us of where we were last year in terms of the hunger and the way that they play. And so, this Holy Names team is going to be very difficult. They're going to come out swinging, and we have to be ready for that. And then you look at BYU, Hawaii is going to be another great opponent. And this weekend, potentially more than the others even, are going to really be a true test in terms of the way that we prepare for the CCAA, and that every single opponent we play on from now on is going to be a very, very high level.
Now, winning was, I guess, the Warrior Classic, winning the tournament title. Is that something that kind of gives you that extra confidence, being like, yeah, we did that. We can go forward in conference and really be one of the top competitive teams?
Absolutely. I think I've probably said it before, but there's only one way to know how to win, and that's by doing it. And so, we've done a good job of that this year. We've come out, we've won games early, and we've taught this group that's has some really good leadership how to win. And now the leaders are able to impose those things on the younger players, and we're moving forward in a really good way. But, to be honest, to go to Stanislaus, number 18 in the country at their place and win their tournament, granted we didn't play each other, but we will soon enough. That's something that is pretty special for us. And you look at, 2 girls on the all-conference team. Colette is MVP of the tournament, and Maddie Knoll is the leading goal scorer, and then Lizzie Mitchell and Taylor McMillan on the all-tournament team is fantastic, because all we're doing is building confidence and building momentum right now, and we have to keep it going.
If you can talk about McMillan, I believe Eureka
Yes.
Graduated. I think she went with Mendo for.
Yes, yeah. McMillan was at Eureka, and then at Mendocino for 2 years, and is now showing very well for us. And we couldn't be more excited to have a really, really quality local product showing well for us.
Do you think? I know Mendo, they've a pretty good solid program down there where they've experienced that postseason success, and she's doing well at Eureka. But how much do you think that has helped her having that success on the team that they coming here?
Yeah, it's a great success. Shane does a great job with the program down there in Mendocino, and she's prepared. And she's a fun story, because she's somebody that has wanted this. This was her plan, was to get back here and do something when she got here, and she really has. And we couldn't be more excited to have her.
Coach, you were talking about your team learning how to win. What do you think, coming from behind and beating Simon Fraser, having to come from behind and overcome that deficit, do you think that was a big part in learning how to win?
Absolutely. Sometimes you got to win ugly. It's not always going to be pretty, and sometimes you put yourself in a hole. And granted, we prefer not to be between a rock and a hard place going into halftime, but we were. And the character of this group is fantastic. And like we said, we went in there at halftime, and it wasn't chaos and panic like it may have been a year ago. This group really, really believes in one another, and they know how to win. They're learning every single day how to do it more frequently and more efficiently, but there was no doubt in their mind, and that confidence comes from performing well at Western Washington, performing well and winning in overtime at Western Oregon, and taking care of business against Academy Yards. So it's exciting right now with this group, and the trick is we got to keep the momentum going. We have to keep level heads.
Coach, talk about the final two non-league games. I know you want wins, but what do you want out of these games heading into conference?
We've got to get better defensively. That's been something you've heard me say now a couple times, but we're giving up a couple soft goals that we don't need to give up, and that should stop very quickly as the girls get used to playing with each other. It is a young back line. It's a brand new goalkeeper in the net, and we're growing in a really positive direction. So that's something that we're really going to focus on this week going in is, yeah, we're scoring a ton of goals, and that feels good, but we got to get some shutouts, and we have to build momentum defensively. And then the other thing is, can we get more experience for players that haven't had enough experience yet? And if we can do that at home, that'll be a great feeling.
Year one to year two, how much does it help, or how much more are you buying into the players and vice versa with that relationship this year?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because from day one, we bought into them, and from day one they bought into us, and that's something that is rare and pretty special. And that's something that we put in a lot of work as a staff, and they put in a lot of work. And whether it's just from seeing the amount of work we're each putting in, we've always believed in each other from the start, and that's something that feels really good for us. But now, what we believe and what we knew we would get out of the players, and what they believed and they knew that they could trust in us, is now coming and really giving us results. And so it's not as much about, okay, did we believe in each other then, because we always have. It's now it's finally coming to fruition, and it's really starting to happen for us.